right, 2 of them have hit. I just need Rory to suck ass. Keep sucking, Rory.
Friends, countrymen, fellow degenerates, welcome back to this episode of Bets and Buds. We're the Buds helping you cash your bets. I'm Jason Smoking Token.
I'm Bobby Light.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. We got another action-packed week of sports here going on. We got the NBA Finals tonight.
Yep.
We've got the NHL, who had an amazing game. This has been probably one of the best series we've seen in a long, long time for the NHL Finals. U.S. Open is this week, too, as well. Cardinals baseball going on, which we kind of, let's see right now.
Yeah, we'll get into that here in a second.
Yeah, it's been kind of, as we've seen the last couple weeks here. Let's dive back into this, brother. How you been, man?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. You know, living life, feeling good. Fucking rain, go away. Come back another day.
You got anything good going on for Father's Day?
You know what? Like, I'm going to be heading down to the lake and go sit my ass on the boat for a couple days, hopefully. And hopefully it doesn't fucking rain, you know, but usually the captain's chair is always covered with, like, when I get that pontoon.
Yeah, I was looking at the weather. You might get some rain.
Yeah, I mean, they say about 30% chance of rain each day, but you know what? We'll power through that shit. You'll be all good. So, kid got her boating license so she can go down and ride the jet skis with her and her friends for a little summer fun. A little break from her basketball that she's on slot she's been doing. She just got back in town from Kansas City tournament. So, you know, just keeping it going, man. Keeping it going.
All right. Well, real quick, I want to give a shout out to my son, Logan. I love you, son. He graduated high school.
Congratulations, Logan. Congratulations, Logan.
So, I just want to say that to you, son. We love you. We're proud of you.
Congratulations, brother. Congratulations.
So, getting into some Cardinals, it has not looked good in the last
not as good as it looked in the last week since we met last week.
They've lost 5 in a row.
Yeah, it's been rough.
If you really want to switch it back to their last 19 games, they're only 9-10. Yeah. So that long winning streak is the
only thing that's been catapulting them into the position
where they're in.
Right.
So they've dropped down in third place. They're a half a game behind Milwaukee going into tonight's game. Like I said, they lost 5 in a row, and the bullpen is atrocious again.
And that's what we've been saying all season. That's been pretty much going to be the weak point of this team.
I mean, they had a chance in all 3 of those Toronto games.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we didn't get the greatest starting pitching, but your offense got you back into the game.
Right. The
bullpen just to give it back.
Yeah, bullpen couldn't hold serve.
No. This is Helsley over his last 3 innings pitched, 6 home runs.
Oh, yeah.
That just cannot happen.
Well, I mean, and we saw some signs in spring training of him having a little bit of arm trouble. He lost a little bit of his velo, like going through out of the bullpen. So, I mean, you know, maybe he's got some elbow issues. It might be
So what it's looking like is Cardinals making a massive mistake by not trading him in the offseason.
No, I know, possibly. But I mean, that's been their MO the last couple of years. I mean,
it has.
I mean, Goldschmidt's up there lighting it up for the Yankees right now. We got nothing for him. You know, pretty much.
No, you're right. We got nothing for him.
We got nothing for him. So, I mean, we just kind of middling along.
So, the Cards are sitting at 36-33 right now. I mean, they're 3 games above 500. But like I said, you've fallen behind Milwaukee. You've got Cincinnati clipping at your heels now. You don't play the Cubs for another week.
Which is so wild.
You got a 4-game trip coming up against the Cubs, but that's not for another week. It'll be the next weekend.
Damn near 3 months into the baseball season and have not had one series against the Cubs.
Yeah, and they'll be here for 4, and then July 4th we actually play up in Chicago that weekend. So we'll play 7 games here shortly, but
yeah, I mean that's their chance to get back. But
but you got to hold serve against Milwaukee.
Yes,
I mean,
you do.
Let Milwaukee stomp over you after you've just come off
6-0 loss last night to a rookie pitcher.
For as long as I've been on this earth, that has always seemed to be a problem. It doesn't matter what Cardinal team it is.
If they've never seen that pitcher
If they've never seen the guy, he's going to dominate.
He's going to dominate no matter how good the lineup is. It's been like you said, as long as I can remember, that's always been the case.
It has been. As a Cardinals fan, I've always been a Cardinals fan. I've never loved any other baseball team.
And don't let him be a fucking lefty. If he's a lefty, even more so. I will put any money on any bet on that against the Cardinals for that.
So this Brewers pitcher, I actually forget his name. Do you remember his name?
No, I don't remember.
He actually set the hardest thrown pitch in his first game of the season of the baseball season.
Really?
So the guy throws gas.
Okay, so he's got some heat going.
He's got some heat.
Well, at least he wasn't some soft tossing lefty.
No, he wasn't a soft tossing lefty, but the Cardinals always struggle against a brand new pitcher
they haven't seen before, which may be a little bit to their preparation if they go too far on the video study and analytics.
It could be. So after last night's game, you got Donovan leading the team with .310 average, Contreras 8 home runs, 43 RBIs. He is actually. He's hitting really well.
Contreras
has been, like, I know what we signed him for is bat and everything, but he's been excellent defensive first base.
Oh, yeah.
You can't. He's never going to win a Gold Glove over there.
But you know what?
But he's playing very good.
You got to think that's got to be a very natural progression for somebody who's a catcher who doesn't have to kneel while he's fielding.
I'm sure.
You can pick it. You know, any catcher can pick it. You know, you can pick it.
So on the pitching side, Sonny Gray took the loss last night, but he still leads the team. 7 wins, 2 losses. Fetty has actually taken the lead in team ERA as far as starting pitchers go with 3.54.
Yeah, Liberators kind of come down the side, come back down to earth a little bit.
His last 3 starts for Liberatore, it's been 14 innings, 14 runs against,
that's
like
rough.
26 hits. He's still not walking anybody. He still leads the majors in walks per 9.
Yeah, it's just he's been giving up a few more hits.
But yeah, they say his arm's dragging a little bit. I don't know if it's a precursor to Tommy John. You know how that stuff
you never
goes,
know, man. You never know.
Sonny Gray leads the team in innings, strikeouts. There's maybe some speculation going on right now that he could be on the trading block. So.
Might be. You know what? Right now, it's time to make moves. I mean, because we don't want to just be a middling baseball team that just gets into the wild card.
You still have 5 weeks till the trade deadline, so a lot of stuff could happen. They could go on a big run, or they could fall off on off the cliff.
My disappointment is the player development with some of the young guys. I mean, like you seeing somebody like Nolan Gorman, Jordan Walker. These are guys that, I mean, like really, if you manage these players right, they got the talent, but I mean, they were just not being catapulted into superstars.
These are guys you talked about being cornerstones of your offense.
Exactly.
I mean, nobody was talking about Donovan being that player.
No, nobody at all. I mean, that's kind of how Matt Carpenter came out of nowhere for the Cardinals back in the years.
Yeah, I had never heard Matt Carpenter's name ever, not once spoken.
All of a sudden, he's leading Major League Baseball in doubles. You know what I mean? Just so this is kind of Cardinals baseball, but I mean, they kind of mismanaged some of the guys that like. And I'd hate to see them end up going somewhere else and becoming that budding superstar that we've been hoping for their potential to blossom into.
So this is the last year of John Mosalic's tenure as GM. You got Shane Bloom in place to succeed him. So, we'll see if Mosalic wants to go out in a bang or not.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, we'll see what happens. I mean, hopefully Bloom isn't just another recycled version of Mosalic.
Oh, that would be bad.
That's what I would hate to see.
Nobody wants to see that.
No, not at all. So, go Cards.
Go Cards. We still got a long way to go.
We still got a long way to go. Another 100.
No, we're down. We're under 100 now.
Under 100 now?
We're after tonight's game, it'll be 92.
92 games? Jeez.
Yeah. It goes by quick.
That's still so many games.
But it's the more baseball games are gone, the closer we are
that football season will be here. Because, geez, I mean, 92 games. That's so many games. That is
a lot of games.
All right, so let's dive into that amazing hockey game we saw last night. Oh, what a Stanley Cup Finals we saw.
Yeah.
The third overtime out of 4 games.
Overtime. Is just great. And the way Florida came out just dominating in that first period, they get up 3-0, and then it flips over the second period, and it's a whole different game.
Whole different ball game. It just, man, I tell you, what a hell of a series that we've had so far. Really, I mean, Edmonton, like, hats off to them. They made the goalie change, fought and scrapped after Skinner gave up the 3 goals in the first period. Came back in. Picard came in and pretty much held serve for him. Got him back in the game. They kept plucking away on goals. Was it Nurse? And then who was the other guy that got the other goal? And then who was the other guy that got the goal?
I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, but I know Nurse got one of the goals, and then the other guy, I can't remember his name, but he was another role player, basically, essentially for them. And then obviously because McDavid and Draisaitl are the big dogs on that team, but I mean they've kind of played a good collective game to get back into this series.
They have. Like I said, the goaltending was always going to be their issue, but I mean if you can run with Picard now, like.
He came in. He held it down for him, man. He did. He really did.
Like, he started the first 3 games when they got crushed by L.A., and then he got hurt, obviously, and Skinner came on and, led them through that first round, second round, third round. And here they are, but Skinner just doesn't have it. He doesn't.
They got the book out on him. It's a high stick side, pretty much. I mean, it's high stick side. They just are peppering that high stick side.
Like the Blues did to Hellebuck.
Yep, exactly. Series. Exactly. So I mean, they pretty much once you get that book out on you, that's the hard part when you got these like in the NBA and the NHL when you're playing these series, you get the book out on guys and say, all right, this is where he's weak at, and they can attack and exploit those weaknesses.
So Mikko Mikkola had a bad night last night on that Panthers defense. So did Seth Jones. They were both in the negatives, -3, -2.
Yeah.
It's just not good. You can't have one of your defensive pairs just pylons out there, especially a team like Edmonton. You just cannot have that.
No, absolutely not. Because that goal with Draisaitl, I mean, that was in overtime. That overtime goal, I mean, that was pretty much lapse in defense because they couldn't get that puck out of the zone. I mean, they really couldn't, and they let them penetrate too deep into the zone.
Yeah, and we've seen that.
Yeah.
And we've seen that too many times. There's been a lot of late scoring in this NHL
Absolutely.
playoffs.
Been a great playoffs, like it always is in the NHL. Like I said, best playoffs in all the sports. In my
It
opinion.
is. I think this one still goes 7. You go back to Edmonton for Game 5, they probably win that game. You come back to Florida for Game 6. If Florida does lose that Game 5, I mean, they're definitely going to be motivated. This is a team that's been in 3 straight Stanley Cup Finals,
and they won 7 games last year.
They won 7 because Florida got up 3-0, and
Yeah.
Edmonton won 3, and Florida ended up winning that Game 7. So, yeah, I fully expect this one to go 7. Bobrovsky's been a little shaky. He was a little shaky.
They seem to kind of get the book out on him, actually. Like,
Yes, they do, but they're peppering him with shots.
Oh,
They
yeah,
really
but
are, compared
they're going
to Florida.
They're going top shelf on him, big time.
So, yeah, the goaltending, it's a lot higher scoring, actually, than I would think most Stanley Cup finals would be. You don't see a whole lot of 5-4s.
Yeah, I mean, this has been like
6-1.
That's why I said this is probably going to be one of the best Stanley Cup finals we've seen in history of the NHL because, I mean, it's been a lot of back and forth. Said 3 out of the 4 games going to overtime, 1 going to double overtime. So, I mean, it's been exciting.
And we got at least 2 more to go.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so let's dive into the association here.
Yeah, let's talk about
the
that.
game tonight. So it'll be tomorrow by the time this airs here. But so like what we're going to talk about is the Pacers who got that big win in Game 3 against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Big win at home there.
Oh,
They got
massive
Yeah,
win.
they got a Game
Massive
4 tonight
win.
after stealing Game 1 in OKC. So basically, they got to win the home games. If they just win the
if
last
they
2
just
home
hold
games
serve,
and they
they're
win these
champions.
next 2 home games, the Indiana Pacers win their first ever NBA championship of all time in franchise history. So I mean, that'll be a huge win for them. And I mean, what's cool is both organizations will be their first championship, no matter which way it goes. But it's been cool watching the style of basketball being played. I think for the last game, what impressed me was that you saw SGA bent over, leaning over, like holding the shorts towards the end, like the third period, and then into the fourth quarter.
He was a little gassed.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the first time I've seen him gas like that. Because usually he's so effortless on offense, but they made him work.
That Pacers offense, they like to burn and turn.
They make him work. I mean, as soon as they get that ball in their hand, I mean, like as soon as that basket goes to the hoop, a ball goes to the hoop, they're running.
So there was a stat on X earlier today that everybody was giving the guy that got traded from the Mavericks. Damn it. Luka. Yeah. So last year in the NBA Finals, he had a 67% blow-by rate. Mm-hmm. And they're calling him soft on defense, bad on defense. Well, this year, through 3 games in the NBA Finals, SGA has a 70% blow-by rate. So his defense has even been worse than Luka's.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, he hasn't been.
And everybody says that he's really a top star defender.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going on there?
I mean, we really haven't seen that though. I mean, they give him that label. I mean, Luka. That's kind of one of the things. I think that's kind of a as they call that in professional sports, the milk check. Being a slow white guy,
right.
I think Luka's just kind of getting that kind of that label on him on that. Oh, he's a slow white European guy, so they're going to give him the label like, oh, okay, he's bad on defense. SGA, he's I've never seen anything that like impressive from him defensively.
Okay.
He's just such an offensive weapon that he makes most people that have to guard him have to work so hard to guard him because I mean if he has anything over under on scoring and any type of betting line,
you gotta go over.
You can chalk up 30. I mean, you pretty much can chalk up 30 for him because a bad game for him is like those old Michael Jordan games. Even on a bad day for Michael Jordan, he was going to score 28.
Where they got him at right now? Right now, they have him set at 33.5.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So. I mean, he's going to put up those numbers. He's going to get those points. He's going to get to the free throw line, and he's so smooth between his mid range and just his driving, his penetration into the lane. So.
Yeah, actually, this last game against Indiana was the worst stat line he's had probably in a couple of weeks.
So what it is most of the time with basketball, and this is what makes superstars. Your superstars are going to perform no matter what, whether it's a home or away game, and they're going to always show up. They're always going to be there. It's like your SGAs. Like even Pascal Siakam. I mean, like
Siakam.
He's tough. But what happens is on like the home court advantage actually benefits the home team, the role players. The role players usually always step up in home games, and that's a lot of times where you see the difference because the bench really is what won the game for the Pacers.
In the first, yeah.
No, this last game. Well, even this last game right here, the Pacers. I mean, like the bench really pretty much won.
Yeah,
because
Halliburton only put up 22. Siakam had 21. Nobody's like lighting it.
Well,
up
you had T.J. McConnell come off the bench, and he had. I think it was an NBA record. He had 10 points, 5 steals, and 5 assists.
Really?
So yes, I mean, like that was like one of the first lines with somebody coming off the bench. Who was it? The other kid that was it Naismith? Neesmith, like
Neesmith.
Yeah, so Neesmith came in. I think he only played 22 minutes. Had 27 points coming off the bench. I mean,
he's actually been balling.
Yeah, so that kind of reminds me of even like when Jason Terry, when the Mavericks beat the Heat, that was how Jason Terry could have been very easily the MVP of that series because I mean he was killing. He was killing them coming off the bench. I mean, the scoring efficiency with the amount of minutes he was playing was huge, and that's kind of what reminds me of with Neesmith right now. I mean, it's going to be a great series.
Actually, if you look at it, the Halliburton's set at 17.5, and Siakam's actually 18.5. So if you want to look at the overs on those, I would take the over on both of those.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I get a little nervous sometimes with Halliburton because it just depends on how they come out.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't in these 3 games. He's went 14, 17, and 22. I mean, he's getting better.
He's a facilitator. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what he does. I mean. Everybody,
he had 11 assists last game.
Everybody sees him with the big shots at the end of the game, and they go, "Oh my gosh, he's a scorer." But he's never really been a 30-point scorer.
Right.
Even when you go into the NBA season this year, he was not an All-Star. Pascal Siakam was the only All-Star on that team. I mean, he was not an All-Star at all, and he had kind of an actually slow first half.
He was the one that got the MVP.
For the Eastern Conference Finals. So. Yes, I mean, that's just not his game. Typically, is to go out and put up 30 points. If he does, awesome. And most of the time, if he does put up 30 points, Pacers are typically going to win in that fashion. So it's going to be a great game tonight. We'll see. Pacers can pull this one off. Probability, I think the only team to ever come back 3-1 in the NBA Finals was when LeBron came back against
the Cavaliers.
with Cleveland against Golden State. And that took Draymond Green doing something stupid, kicking LeBron in the dick or whatever the hell he did. And he gets suspended for like 2 games. And they pretty much ended up coming back from that point. So, we'll see. But, I mean, this NBA Finals have really been pretty exciting. So
both of the finals have been
super
exciting.
Have. They've been great. I mean, and let's enjoy it while we can because after this, it's nothing but baseball, baby.
Yes, sir. Baseball and boring NFL.
Yep, and then get ready for training camp, which we're about 40 days out from that.
The big thing I want to talk about in the NFL is the Shamar Stewart fiasco. What is going on? I know the Bengals have a bad reputation about doing this kind of crap, but I don't understand it.
The Bungles, man. That's why they called them the Bungles for so many years. I mean, they're just a piss poor run organization. I mean, they like the moves that they make. So So what happened with now? We got a lot of these players getting the NIL clauses, and so they're dealing with contracts in college now. So they tried to slide something in that was very unprecedented into the contract of Shamar Stewart, where they basically were going to say they didn't have to guarantee money, whether it be injury, like a performance, whatever. And his agent and him both looked at it and said, "Oh no, you're not about to have you ever done this before?" And they're like, "No." So
you're not doing it.
Yeah, you're not about to set a precedent on us because the way the contracts, especially in the way it was negotiated in the CBA agreement, that all these contracts are pretty much done before.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
slot and there's a tier for each position, and there should be no conversation on what is what and how things are going to work as far as here's the money that you get for this amount of years, cut and dry, get to the second contract, then you go for the balls and get the money. I mean, but right now, I mean, they're doing Bengals shit and obviously you got Trey Henderson.
That shit's going on still.
So you're looking at they already had a piss poor defense last year. So now you got Trey Henderson, who's a sack leader for the last 2 seasons. He's basically they're not paying him. Now you got your young rookie who you brought in to fill that position, and also they lost Sam Hubbard, who was a longtime veteran too.
And this rookie had no production in college.
Yeah, so you need him getting on the field right now to get up to speed for the NFL game. So again, you're watching the Bengals pretty much mismanage a team. Hopefully, because Joe Burrow's a stud. Joe Burrow is an absolute stud, and I'm afraid that we will never see him win a championship just because he's playing for the Bungles.
Right.
So
that's at 99 offense, 69 defense.
Yeah, exactly. So the NFL, pretty much everybody's kind of left their facilities right now, kind of going off, getting themselves prepped and ready, breathing a little bit before the season gets started. I think they had the tight end convention thing that they had that was going on this weekend, and so everybody's just kind of getting themselves ready to go for the NFL season. Right around the corner here, baby. September, was it? I think the 8th or 7th or 8th?
Yeah, September 8th.
Yeah, I think it's September 8th because I think we always somehow end up with the first Sunday end up September 11th or close around it somehow, some way.
Oh, yeah, that happens quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, somehow, some way. So let's go NFL season. We'll have a lot more. That's where I dive back into my betting season right there. That's my hunting season that I go into because the other sports I know enough about, but not enough to lose money just recklessly. So
hey, I just hit on a bet, baby. Thank you, Rory McIlroy.
Did he come through for you?
Yes, he did.
Nice.
All right, so we're going to switch into the U.S. Open.
All right.
So round 2 is about to conclude. I should be one of the last players to go through. It looks like the cut line's going to be +6. And
US
Rory
Open.
shot +2 today with his what? So Rory's not gonna make it.
No, yeah, was he? He was +6 yesterday.
Yeah, and he was +2 today. So Rory is definitely out. DeChambeau out.
Scotty Scheffler's right there on the
Yeah,
edge.
I'll have to look.
I think he was +4 the last time I looked. That haven't seemed like in the last couple holes.
Scheffler should make it.
Yeah,
I do believe he'll make it.
he should make it, but man, it's been rough.
Justin Thomas out.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people are liking Brooks Koepka, but he had a shit day today.
He had a shit day.
Like,
He should make the cut though, because he had a pretty good first round. But your leader right now, after 2 rounds, right before we came on to shoot, was Sam Burns. Do you know who Sam Burns is?
Never heard of Sam.
I've never heard of Sam Burns.
Never heard of Sam Burns. I never heard of JJ Spawn either.
I've heard the name JJ Spawn. I don't know who he is. I don't know his track record, but I had heard that name before.
The only one that I knew. The only one I knew in this top 5 was Victor Hovland. That was the only one that I knew was out of that top 5.
So yeah, that's your top 3 right there. You got Burns, Spawn, and Hovland.
Yeah.
So +3 or -3, -2, -1, and these are not going to get easier tomorrow and Sunday.
No,
so
when they start changing those greens, and oh man, I mean, especially
where the pin placements are.
They got lucky the first couple of days because of how the rain actually slowed down the greens, because usually those greens are like glass the way that ball rolls on them bad boys in the U.S. Open.
So yeah, this is going to get interesting. We could see actually a winner shoot +1.
Oh yeah,
+2.
because double bogey is like sometimes you're wiping your brow at the end and going, "Ooh, thank God for a double bogey on that."
I mean,
hole.
I know Spawn went crazy yesterday, but he stretched it back today. He didn't shoot a terrible round, but it's going to get tough.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to definitely be tough. So, that's what we got on the U.S. Open. That's all I got in my sports ticket.
Man, that's all I got on the sports ticket this week. Nothing crazy going on out there.
So enjoy those sports while we got them right now, baby, because we're going to have nothing but baseball here really, really soon. And hopefully the Cardinals start doing something exciting here real soon so we get some excitement going in when we talk about that.
Yeah, and I haven't been very good on my baseball bets. I'll admit that right up front.
It's too tough, man. I mean, because it's so, like, hit or miss.
I've been typically trying to go with strikeouts over and unders, but even that's like you just fucking never know.
Usually your first 5, that's like the best bet a lot of times, in my opinion. It's like if anybody who allow, and I don't know if Underdog allows that, but like I know with FanDuel they allow you can bet the first 5. Because that way you're going off of pretty much the best starting pitcher. At that point.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that
so
makes
like
sense.
baseball.
No, Underdog doesn't.
Yeah, anytime if I ever go to any baseball bets, it's going to be the first 5 innings because you're going off your bet who's got the best starting pitcher at each matchup there.
A lot of it, like it really is fantasy. I mean, you're going total bases, RBIs.
Right. And that's the thing. So Underdog's a little different as far as that's concerned. So
it is.
Come on, Missouri. I think we saw, what was it, like December?
Oh, it's going right up to the very end. We're not going to get it until December the 4th or 6th or whatever.
Hopefully right in time for the playoffs. That's all I can ask for.
It's terrible.
Right in time for the playoffs.
It is terrible.
And hopefully I still got money in my account by then.
After we've been driving over all fall.
Right, exactly. All right, well, shout out to Director Dave and keeping us on the 1s and 2s. Shout out to True on the Track for blessing us with those beats. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button down to the comments section. Any tie-ins will be much appreciated. I'm Jason Smoking Token.
I'm Bobby Light.
See you next week.
Peace.